Hello, everybody. Good morning. It is Friday. Oh, I'll wait a moment so I could go live on Instagram. Apologize. There we go. Now I think I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, March 21st, 2025, and I am Laurie Baracco, and I am live here with you all on a few different platforms. So I am live on Instagram, the Mystical Moon Instagram page, the Mystical Moon Facebook page, the Laurie Baracco Facebook page, and my Laurie Baracco YouTube page. So hello and good morning, friends. I hope you're all doing all right. You're doing okay. We've moved into Aries season. We are in between eclipses. We have Mercury retrograde taking place, and I think that's like all of the things going on. Plus, we all have our own evolutionary journeys and lots of change afoot for many people these days. A lot of car things are going on with people. I know of more people who have had some glitches with their cars, their electronics, their computers, their phones, all of the things. So just try to stay present, stay grounded, and try not to get into that vortex of that wonky energy. So what I'd like to do is take a moment to set the space, and then I will move into this week's topic, which is about Aries season. So let's all take a moment, and I am going to use, I don't know if I spoke about this last week, I'm going to use the tapped in Florida water, which it has been created by someone who's local. Well, she was in the Fort Myers area. I believe she's in Tampa now, Priscilla, and I just love this Florida water. It's created with all organic products. We sell it in the shop and online, and I've already ordered a few batches already because they are moving and they're very helpful. And this Florida water really has helped me with staying present and grounded, because I don't know if many of you are having the same experience as I am, but it's really easy to get very expanded these days, where you're having these mystical experiences and then staying in the present moment is a little bit challenging, and we do need to be in the moment. We have things to do, we have conversations to be had, and being really expanded in that meditative woo state doesn't always help. So first I'd like to work with a little bit of this Florida water. Let's all take a moment, and I'm going to spritz some here in the space, but I am going to encourage you to align your attention and your awareness with the sacred blend to help you with cutting cords that don't serve, to helping you with grounding and being in this moment, and realigning your chakras and your energy field and strengthening your auric field. So let's all take a moment, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to spritz it in the energy field a little bit. One more, actually. So I spritzed it, I think, 5 times. Something about the number 5. 5s are about being a little bit uncomfortable, and 5 show us where we can grow, and being uncomfortable helps us with moving and getting unstuck. Shows us where we're kind of clogged up and stagnant. All right, so now let's take a moment and breathe in through the nose, filling the lungs, being in the present moment, calling in our helpers, our guides, to assist us with our journeys and helping us with being in alignment with our destiny and our purpose, with the wisdom, with the grace, with the love, with the support, with the excellent health, with the protection and the guidance that we need at this time, that we request, that we petition and put out into the universe. And so it is, and so it is. Don't forget that it is so powerful, it's so helpful that we take a moment and ask and set those intentions out into the universe, right? Just out, send them out, right? Give it voice, give your intention, give your desires voice to shift that energy. So All right. So, hey there, Donna. How are you? I see Donna here on the live. I'm going to share the material for the blog. And if you're on Instagram, hello and good morning, all of my friends here. Good morning, friends. So, the blog material is on the mysticalmoonstore.com. I'm able to put a link here in the live for the video, but it's on the Mystical Moon online store, the mysticalmoonstore.com, under the blog section, and you'll find the material for this blog and what I'm going to be talking about today's material. So today I'm going to be talking about Aries season. Dun, da, 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 da. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and so it is also a fire sign. Aries is an initiator. How many Aries in your lives are the ones that will say, I'm just going to get the ball rolling. I'm going to be the one to get it going. I'm going to start this. I feel inspired. I'm going to start it. I'm going to begin. I'm going to do this. The only challenge, and yes, there are a few other challenges, but the main challenge is maybe not thinking it through, right? It's like I'm going to start doing that, right? And then think about how it's all going to come together later. So Aries is a wonderful energy, that fiery energy to get it going. And not only that, but it is the sign that often is going to speak their mind. So they're going to help us with speaking our minds and speaking more clearly and getting it out there rather than worrying about other people's feelings and how they perceive us. They're just going to be blunt a lot of the time, which can be a huge blessing if you're one who hems and haws around having some communication. So I'm going to go over the material, and then I'm going to answer about one or two or maybe three questions, and then I'm going to be signing up. We have a very busy day at the shop today. We've got readings going on, we've got Reiki sessions going on, and then I will be preparing for the crystal bowl meditation I'll be hosting tonight at 6:30, and then tomorrow I'm teaching Psyche development class. So away we go. So as the sun moves into Aries from March 21st to April 20th, we enter a time of fresh starts, bold moves, and fiery passion. Aries, ruled by Mars, is the first sign of the zodiac, symbolizing action, courage, and leadership. This season is an invitation to step into our power, take initiative, and fearlessly pursue our dreams. So we're going to just go and get on out there and make some things happen. Yeah. Yes. And before I move on to the content, I see more have joined. Hello and good morning. Good morning, Jessica, and good morning, Christine. You're an Aries. All right, so awesome. So it's your season, friend. Happy Aries season to you. And it's the season. My daughter's an Aries. She was born on March 23rd. All right, so however, with all of this fiery momentum, patience may be in short supply. Impulsiveness and frustration may arise when things don't move as quickly as we'd like. Channeling Aries energy with intention can help prevent burnout and unnecessary conflict. So Aries is a fire sign. It fuels passion, confidence, and ambition. Fire is a force of creation and destruction, and it clears out the old and makes way for the new. So during Aries season, working with fire through candle rituals, bonfires, or even the simple act of lighting a match with intention can be powerful ways to align with this energy. So it's a great time to start new projects or a business venture. Now, I will say this, now you want to also take into consideration that this is also we're in a Mercury retrograde cycle. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that sometimes with a Mercury retrograde cycle, we want to make sure that the paperwork all aligns, like we have to have clear communication, maybe reread any contracts, paperwork to make sure it is correct and that we're not overlooking anything. So we want to really be mindful of the details. And, some people say, well, I have had this project going for a while, so I still want to follow through with it. And it just happens to lie in a Mercury retrograde cycle. If it's a project that's already been going through, you've already had in motion. Yes, of course it's okay. Of course, that's okay anytime. However, you want to be mindful of the details. You want to make sure that you're reading those details and double checking and having maybe an expert give you a second or third opinion. Sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat, so I was like, let me just have a little sip of water. Good morning, friends. So just keep that kind of in mind, right? And intention always is the most important thing, right? So being careful, being mindful, being clear, right? And checking all the details and so on and so forth. So it's also a time to make decisions with clarity and confidence, break free from limitations and take some risks, step into leadership roles and release fear and self-doubt. So this is a huge boost. There's potential for boosting your confidence. So some of the crystals that you can work with are working with to help align with the Aries energy, which has the frequency of clarity, motivation, and balance. So carnelian boosts courage, creativity, and motivation. Red jasper grounds that fiery energy, like anchoring you, and provides endurance. Clear quartz amplifies intentions and mental clarity. Bloodstone strengthens resilience and decision making, and black obsidian protects against negative energy and keeps you focused, right? So we want to be able to not be distracted from outside sources, like what's going over here, what's going on over there. It helps you stay aligned with your intention. So some of the herbs or incense you can work with, or oils. Cinnamon, it helps enhance passion and vitality. Peppermint increases mental clarity and sharpens your focus. Ginger sparks motivation and drive. Rosemary clears the mind and strengthens the intuition. And bay leaves, they are perfect for writing down your wishes and burning them for manifestation. Also, what you can do is, here are some suggestions for some rituals. Fire rituals for new beginnings. So work with, of course, you want to be mindful because it is a fire element. And with Aries, so you want to temper the intention, your environment. You want to take the time to cleanse your space, to stay grounded, to stay focused, and think through what it is you're wanting to work with. What are your intentions? Are you being charged because you've had your buttons pushed, right? What are your motivations with your intentions? So this is, get really clear and make sure that you're centered and really thinking through what you want to put out into the universe and petition to be in alignment with your destiny. So here's a ritual you can work with. Write down what you want to manifest or fear you would like to release. Light a red or gold candle. Hold your intention in your mind and safely burn the paper, allowing the flames to transform your desires into reality. Feel the shift in energy as you fully embrace your personal power. So that's one ritual that we can work with. Anybody work with ritual with a seasonal ritual, like that aligns with the zodiac sign? Does anybody work with that with an intention? If not, I'm going to invite you to do so. Give it a try. See how it feels. Does it feel right for you? Does it not feel right? Do you prefer to work more so with, say, the holidays, or do you feel more comfortable with the moon, the phases of the moon? Where are you at, right? So I think it's kind of interesting to see where people feel more aligned, where they feel comfortable, where they're drawn, and where they notice that those energetic influences are more favorable, and they've noticed some really great results for themselves, right? So I just want to kind of drop in and highlight that a little bit. Not everyone aligns with the moon rituals, full moon, new moon, waxing, waning. You might feel that, you know what, moon energy, I'm not quite aligned and I just don't feel comfortable. There are many reasons why, or I don't notice I don't really have great results during those times. Could have to do with your moon sign, could have to do with your sun sign, so on and so forth. Maybe you're more drawn to zodiac signs like we're talking about here, or maybe you feel more drawn with like Imbolc or Astara, right? So just, take notice of that. Where do you thrive? Where do you notice your energy is more heightened? Do you feel more aligned with the frequencies of what's going on in your surroundings? So I'm just gonna switch over screens to see if there are any comments around any of that. of what I just spoke of. Or maybe you haven't noticed it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe in the future, when next time we are live, maybe you'll be able to share after you've reflected upon that and kind of just like thought about, I do well with the moon. I do great with the full moon, not so much with the new moon rituals, right? Just take notice of that because it's going to give you a little bit more of a clue of when your energy is higher and aligned and when you find yourself a little more challenged and having to work extra hard to stay focused. All right. Well, maybe it's just food for thought for everybody. All right. So moving on. There are also some journal prompts that I have for some suggestions for Aries season, such as where in my life do I need to take bold action? What fears am I ready to release so I can move forward? How can I be more confident in my decisions? What does leadership look like for me? Where have I been playing small and how can I step into my power? So, this Aries season, let yourself be unapologetically you, move forward with confidence, let your passion lead the way, and trust that the universe supports those who dare to take the first step. The fire within you is ready to burn brightly. Let it light the path ahead. And so, it's a little bit of my sharing with Aries season. And so then may you feel the confidence to step into your power and who you are and embrace it. And do you know what your power is? Do you know your strengths? Have you looked at them? Have you looked to fine tune them? Or do you deny them and say, you know what? That's like not a great asset or gift to have. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? There are reasons why you chose your passions and your gifts. And so Christine says, I get distracted easily. I stay focused and make less. That can help. Definitely can help with staying on point, right? Making those lists and checking in with where we're at. I will say that I have noticed over the last couple of years, I myself have definitely found myself going from thing to thing to thing, and it's not always easy to stay present, for sure. Just wait a moment for any delays. Ooh, there goes my water cooler. It's a noisy one. So in the meantime, I'm going to circle back with some of the events that we do have taking place. Last night, we had Candace Strafford's channeling. Oh my gosh, it was a packed house, and we offered that class on Zoom too. So you can always go to the Mystical Moon website, themysticalmoon.com, and see which events that we have posted. So that's the third Thursday of the month until it's rainy season, because Candace does not offer channelings during rainy season because of the storms and the electricity, because we have some pretty powerful storms down here, and it's not conducive for her channeling. Kind of shifts the energy, and it can mess with her frequency, her vibration. She's in a vulnerable state in that way. As we know, we have some intense storms down here. Wednesdays, we have Reverend Michelle Love's spiritual development class. Then the first and third Fridays, I host my crystal bowl meditation. The fourth Saturday, I host psychic development in person. This month, we're talking about the angelic realm. Really lovely community working with that. Next Sunday, the 30th, I will be teaching a tarot class here. And Pam is going to be hosting a Reiki 1 attunement on Sunday, April 13th, which is a wonderful, wonderful, not gift, but it's an energetic alignment, attunement gift for yourself to help you have the symbols are infused in your auric field. You learn more about the universal healing energy. You learn about different hand positions to channel that energy for yourself, to help move through energy, to help to support you, your mind, your body, your spirit, all the different layers of you. And you can lay hands on other people, meaning the hand positions to move that energy through. For so many people, Reiki 1, the first attunement, is what unlocked the door for so much more. It helped. It was like and it is an energetic, like blast attunement to recalibrate your frequency, and you do shift your consciousness with that process. And then the second Thursdays, there's a goddess circle. Third Tuesdays, Reiki circle, which usually has a waiting list as well. And I think I spoke about mostly everything going on right now. Always go to themysticalmoon.com to check out the website. Okay, so I'm going to be shifting gears a little bit, and I will answer a few questions. And then, as I mentioned, I will not be going completely to all the way to 11 due to some things that I have some things I need to do today, right? Getting ready for different events and classes and prepping in that way, putting the final touches on them. And so Christine says that sometimes staying present is key. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's easy to get distracted, and then you're not following through with different things. Then you're frustrated a little bit, right? Alrighty, so if you have a psychic question, post it in the comments, and then I'll see what Spirit has to say. And I'm going to be using this month's tarot deck for messages. It's the Woodland Fairy Tarot by Cecilia Latari. Here is this deck. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting for questions to be posted, I did want to talk about just something that there are some changes with Coventry candles. So we sell a lot of the Coventry Creations candles, and I have sold them from day one. So I've been carrying them for 18 years here at the shop at the Mystical Moon. They are shifting some of their lines. So some of the pillars you may not be able to get. Like I off the top of my head, I do not remember all of them. Maybe one or two. There's the Wishing Mojo. I think that you have to order more of a significantly large batch to order them. So I'm not quite doing that at this time, right? I don't need 100 or 200 candles right now and of that one batch, but they're shifting some of their pours. And then the Witch's Brew line, which has, isn't that funny? Are the Evil Eye votives, the Witch's Purse votives, there were a couple of them. The Witch's Brew, and I feel like there's one other one that they are not pouring year round. So what we have is what we have right now. And then they said that maybe around there are certain times of the year, like around Samhain, they'll have the Witch's Brew candles. So we still, and with that being said, right now I still have a few of the yearly limited edition, the Black Label Dorothy Morrison candles. I still have some of the Rich Bitch ones, the Hot Damn, the St. Dorothy, the Miracle Worker, and the Badass Accelerator candles, the votives. The pillars. So I still have some of those. I ordered quite a few of the Rich Bitches, but those are, I think I ordered 50 of them. So those are moving. So we don't have too many left. So if you're interested in those limited editions, they only come out in the beginning of the year. They're only poured at that time. Either you can order online or you can stop in the shop and see what we have these days, right? What we have left. But again, they are phasing out, which makes sense, right? That's what we do, right? In business, that you phase out what is, keep the best sellers and what's not working at this time, or that's not as popular, phase it or just pour it at certain times of the year. Okay. Alrighty. So I see a couple questions here. So I'm going to start with Instagram, and I see that my friend here says, I currently have a team member on a performance improvement plan. Can you let me know the outcome of this situation? Actually, So we have the Devil card reversed, which, hold on, let me just, the Devil card reversed. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then we have the King of Swords reversed. It's going to go okay. So what I'm hearing is that it's not like the improvement is there. However, I feel like this leads to another focus with how we're going to navigate through that, how we're going to shift energies, how we're going to look at performance and how we can improve. So where you start, I feel like it's going to open up. There may be more questions, right? As we start going through this process, it may open up more inquiry and more investigation. So I feel this is what I'm hearing at this time. It may not solve everything. Everything might not be all tied up in a nice bow and look really great and pretty. It might be that we then have to look at other avenues or other things and kind of adjust and pivot a little bit. But I do think it's necessary. And I felt like this is maybe like a 2.5-month journey with all of it coming together. Okay. Hope that helps. So then I'm going to click over here. So then I see Jessica has a question. Anything for me? I am open. I am going through a lot. I am so sorry to hear that you're going through a lot. I really am. And just know that if you take a moment each and every day, a couple moments throughout the day, stop, pause, breathe, center yourself. And this is not always, we don't always do this when we're in the thick of it, right? We start shifting gears and we're like, oh my gosh, here. No, to take that moment to stop, to pause, to breathe, to break the focus of what's going on, right? So that you can like take a 5-minute rest, go outside, get some fresh air, go pet your dog, go do something, go write in your journal, light some sage, spray some Florida water, just take a moment and shift the gears and like regroup. That may help a little bit to start with, right? And I'm going to remind you that if it's happening for you, not to you. It means that at this juncture, your soul said, yeah, let's handle this. Let's work through that. Let's figure this out. Let's get it all done right now. It's like you're in a marathon of soul shifting and changing a perspective and all of that all at once. Give it to me at once. Okay, so the cards you have are Temperance, the 9 of Wands, yep. And then you have the Page of Pentacles. So with all of this that's taking place, what I do feel is that as you address things one thing at a time, you don't need to, so there's a lot that might be taking place, but as you take that sacred breath and that sacred pause, address things one thing at a time. Like, what is the most important thing? What is right or what's the most important thing for me to kind of figure out or address? Or what is the thing that is present today, right? There might be the thing that is like the most important thing, but yet you don't have solutions yet, or you don't have a clue yet. What then shift gears to what's most important at this time. What all of this is doing, it's helping you with different coping skills. That Page of Pentacles is like boom, boom, boom. That is the one that's like really like highlighting and flashing in front of me, which is the frequency and the energy of newness, new approach, new way of doing things, and being open to and being flexible and trying to be optimistic, like, all right, I got this, like, and bringing in humor around all that too, like a little bit of jokester energy, like, okay, I got this, that can help shift some of the energies. So I hope that helps. You're welcome, friend. So let's see. Then the next, let me scooch back over here. I hope that helps. Okay, so I see your response, Jessica. You say, oh my God, I have put my priorities into importance and to a CJL. I don't know what that is. So I'm glad that made sense. tackling them one at a time. See, I'm validating that for you. That spirit is saying, like, this is the best you can do, right? Like, that's important. Like, that is like, oh my gosh, it's almost like red alert, or it's high classified at the top, right? And then like red alert, whatever. And then sometimes that's not all coming together yet. And then we need to just address what's coming, what's present. It's like, I see it, I acknowledge it. I'm going to put my intentions out to spirit, help me be in alignment with a solution, and then I let it go. And then I shift and I pivot, I take a nice deep breath, and then what's happening here, I take it and I address it, because we do that, right? We all do this where we're looking at the mountain of like, there's this, there's that, there's this, that, this. And then it's just overwhelming. And what do you want to do? You want to take a nap. You want to play, you want to go on social media. You want to play your, like your handheld game or whatever's on your phone, or you want to go, just do something different, get a cup of coffee or whatever. And this way, if you take like one or two things and you start breaking it down, if you accomplish one thing that was a little bit of a chaotic kind of situation, or that needed to be addressed, then you've done it. Like you accomplished a lot in that way. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to switch over here to Lana. Hey, Lana, happy Friday. Will my true love reveal himself? Well, yes, absolutely. It's just the timing that you're kind of wondering about, right? So the answer is a yes, of course. Yes, of course. However, sometimes the timing of that is not like we want to just know, like it may be a little bit later than sooner. And you have had true loves. I know that you have had love in your life, and where you've had a soul connection. It might be that it wasn't a long-term thing. Everything happens within purpose, and the next soul, love, romantic alignment, interest, connection, your partner, your person, it's like out there. And so there's nothing that you really need to do or not do. Just be open to the process, live authentically, do the things you love to do, and be in a space of love and joy and shifting your vibration, like being proactive and living, like really living. And I know that so many people these days have a lot of health issues. There are crises, people transitioning to the other side, humans and pets. And it really does, like all of that tragedy reminds us life is short. Well, this life is short, right? Because chances are we may carry on. We do carry on, but we might have another lifetime and reincarnate. So you might as well make the most of the moment. So yes, your true love will reveal themselves, and you'll just know. I think they have a really great sense of humor, by the way. And so it will happen, but live authentically now in your truth, in alignment with who you are, and live your passions and do the things and be authentic to who you are and why you came here. And that alignment will align magnetically. It will be, there will be a divine orchestration with that person. So, I love this. So these cards just validated this for you too. So we have the, first of all, we had the let me go over here so I could see. So we have the Four of Wands reversed, acknowledging that maybe I'm not in alignment with the things that I love to do, and in that energy. Then we have the Nine of Cups, which is happy, joy, good feelings and emotion. And then we have, this card actually showed up reversed. This is the High Priestess. So this is what they're showing me. You're really trying to see it, right? You're trying to see it, how it looks. And it's like, I'm trying to hold that vision and figure out how, what, where, when, why. And Spirit saying, just get outside of that, because there's a lot of emotion that is connected to your person, your partner, the person, the companion that you know that is out there. You could feel it. It just is, we're not going to define them. Although I did say I felt like they had a really great sense of humor. So I felt it's not yet, but it will be, right? So maybe a little bit later than sooner, right? Because I know I shared with messages, I have 2 or 3 right side up. When I pull the 3 cards, is a yes, 2 or 3 reversed is a no, but I'm getting not yet. Okay, so it's not yet. And maybe you thought that there's someone that could be a potential person. Not yet, but I do see them. Okay, I hope that that helped. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got here. The next one was for Donna about her health. A message for you about your health. I'm going to ask you, is there something that, like, are you being as proactive as you can be? I also feel like your body is definitely talking to you. I'm also hearing it's not too late. Like sometimes we think like, oh, is it too late to fix this or to correct my course here with my health? I am, the advice from Spirit is that, that there's a lot of advice out there of what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And I feel that there's the more simplified approach is more productive and helpful and rather than complicate things. And I don't know if you're asking other people what they think or how they feel or what their suggestions are. They're not the doctors. So I feel that you go to the doctor you feel comfortable with and be practical and take things in slow steps. But like I kept feeling and like there's an adjustment with your health. One of them I'm really seeing has to do with your sleep and your rest. Is your mind constantly going? Do you shut the mind off? Are you sleeping? Do you have a good like block of time where you're sleeping at least? I feel like you do better 6 to 7 hours, which a lot of people say, no way, that's not enough. But I felt at this point, a good solid 6 to 7 hours is very helpful for you. So I am going to pull a card around that. 7 of Wands, so tired. Well, I'm actually pull 3. The 4 of Swords, that's your mind going. The Queen of Cups, that is nurturing yourself. And then the 7 of Wands reversed. It's like that's like really built up stagnant energy. So your systems, like one of your systems in your like one of the systems in your body, it's stagnant. It's kind of like stuck. So is it metabolism? Okay, so we know I'm not a doctor. So it could be metabolism, circulation. It's like your like an air filter or an air hose. It's like kind of clogged up. So your clock is off. So I don't know, like, how they say babies have their days and nights mixed up. I feel like that's off too. I'm hearing your guide say, Spirit saying you're picking up bad habits. So it could be watching TV late or being on your phone too much. There's something there. I feel like we can recalibrate it. That you need better sleep. You need to not complicate things. Yeah, and okay, I see what you're saying. You lost interest in exercising, right? So you don't have to be crazy, get out there and run 10 miles a day. Movement. Park a little bit further from the store, like walk a little bit further with the parking lot wherever you're going, and make it an intention to every hour to get up and move around for 10 minutes. And you feel like your glands are kind of stuck. Yeah, I felt like they're just like, let's see if we could get better sleep. Let's see if we could bring a little bit more exercise, really listen to your body. And I just feel like there are a couple of little pivots that will help you. And your sleep, I felt like the 6 to 7 hours is good for you at this time. But I feel like there's a disruption. There's like your body's trying to like recalibrate, like a GPS, recalibrating. So, they're saying 4 weeks. Let's see if we could keep a routine going for 4 weeks. And then you should notice some really healthy changes for yourself. Okay. And you're welcome, Lana. All right. So I see another question or two here. We have then Christine has a question about love and romance. When do you see new relationships? Let's see. Well, we know that in first of all, in a Mercury retrograde cycle, it's always a great time to really amp up those cord cuttings, those energy cord cuttings, right? The exes, the past situations, cut those cords, get outside in nature, work with your selenite wand and cut the cords of energy, take some salt baths, ask Archangel Michael to come in to cut the cords that don't serve you any longer. So that may help. So we're going to pull some cards with, let's see, right side up will tell us when. So 1 month, that's a Three of Pentacles. Which I hear the inquiry from Spirit suggesting that you ask yourself, what type of partner am I and what do I bring to the table? Like, am I undervaluing who I am and the type of partner I am? Am I loyal? Am I low maintenance? Do I like to spend a lot of time with my partner? Am I talkative? Am I independent? Am I affectionate? Like, I feel like just like kind of like reflecting upon the type of partner you are at this point in your life. And as you kind of own that, you're articulating that, and with you it reframes your thoughts, your belief systems, and it kind of like sends out like-minded energy out into the universe. 2 months, then we have the Ten of Wands reverse. There's still some responsibilities that you have that we still have to tidy up here or finish or complete. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles reverse. So that was like 1, 2, 3, 4. King of Swords reversed. 5, 6. All right, so 6. Wheel of Fortune. So that is April, May, June, July, August, September. So it doesn't mean you won't date. I just feel like the timing for you and the other person is most likely about 6 months or so. So within that time frame. So we could say give or take that time frame, and your social activities and where you're grounded and where you're feeling really good about things, and some of the responsibilities that you have like shift a little bit. You'll have more free time to time for yourself and time for a relationship. Okay, that helps. And Donna, you're very welcome. All right, so I'm only going to answer a couple more because I'm not quite going to be going to the with the full hour. So next, then we have Julianne, career change or promotion. I even feel a move from this area. Not quite a career change right now. You got Temperance reversed. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers reversed. So a move from this area. Were you thinking about the beginning of next year moving, maybe, Julianne? Maybe it's the beginning of next year, because that's what I was kind of feeling. I didn't quite see either one yet, like the career change or promotion. I do feel like there is a move, but I felt like there might be some time taken off from what you do right now. Like, I felt like a little break from the field that you're in right now. And then it felt like next year, let me look here. Have you been taking some courses kind of in a different field? And it doesn't feel like it's a traditional college course. It feels like it's more of trade. So trade could be many things. It could be real estate. It could be to be a physical trainer. It could be to be a motivational coach. Like, I kind of saw that in that direction. And I saw you taking possibly a break from your current career, but I felt like I wanted to kind of go to the beginning of next year. Christine, 2026. Yep. Julianne, 2026. And so, Christine, you're very welcome. You've been working with the cord cutting spray every day and night, and you have selenite. Wants to keep doing that, right? Because it's helping you stay more clear with where you are at and what's your energy, what's not your energy, and so on and so forth. And Julie, you say yes. Okay, so does that make sense? So I kind of feel like it's coming together, and you can feel it, you can see it. Yet, but it will be even more clear as time goes on. So I do feel that for you, like changes afoot. Not quite sure exactly how it all comes together yet, but I do feel like you're onto something, and I feel like it's very kind of like, oh, it's taking a break. You need a break, and it's when we are doing a very similar thing over and over and over, even though we love what we do, we can become burnt out, and the mind, the body, the spirit needs a change, it needs a shift, it needs a break, it needs different stimuli, right? Because if you keep staring at the same problem, you're not going to find a solution by keep looking at it like, I don't even know, because you don't have any other perspective or experience to add to to the solution. Good. I'm glad it resonates. Julie says, good insight, on point. Thank you. You're very welcome, and you're very welcome, Christine. All right. Back to Instagram. Instagram's good. No questions on Instagram. Okay. And then I saw there was a question. Monotonous. Yeah. That's where we get in trouble. We get grumpy. We just, we're not ourselves. We try to stay positive and so on and so forth, but it's just like same old, same old. And so we're kind of antsy. So change is afoot. And ask, I'm going to encourage you, and for all of us to say, okay, putting it out there for spirit to help me to be in alignment with my potential, my destiny, with aligning with my soul contracts and fulfilling those on objects, promises that I made to myself, for myself in this lifetime. And I know as I honor those, that I know that the sense of fulfillment and more joy and happiness and authenticity, I will be experiencing those emotions, those feelings, and be in that alignment, in that space. And thank you, Spirit. And then you let it go. And Spirit already knows, right? Like our soul already knows what our potential, our destiny is. And so then we're here with our free will to make the choices and or changes. Okay, so then I saw that. Hold on, what's up? Meg's question is, do you have any messages for me? I'm going through some financial. Wait, someone else said I had another question before Julianne. Oh, Rachel. Yep, I knew there was one other person. Rachel said, I have a question. Will I ever be in a better place than where I am right now? I'm going through a lot. See, that's what I mean. There is like a lot for people. And so I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not like, it's a lot. And sometimes you're overwhelmed. And so then you go to the things. I suggest going and doing the things that help you with just shifting the energy, reading a book, changing your daily routine, working with sage, meditating, trying to be present in the moment, try not to solve everything at once. So yes, you will be in a better place. In fact, I feel like you have moments where you're in a good space. It just is that not everything is solved, right? So celebrate like, hey, that worked itself out. Like, whew, okay, let me take a moment and acknowledge that, because then we start to go to, well, this is not right. That's not right. I still have to handle that. So I think that you, like many people, have chosen to take on a lot at once. And you're also feeling the projections of other people. So I don't know if a lot has to do with you feeling like you're letting other people down, or what will they think. I think that for you, the message right now is to not put so much weight into what other people think about you and the projections, Rachel. Okay. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. So yes, it'll get better, but I also think that there's this people pleasing part, the people pleasing part of you is really, sensitive, and it's in the forefront of your everyday existence. So Nobody knows exactly where you're at. You're trying to be as proactive as you can. And if some people are judging you, then that's on them. A lot of times it's like a projection and a deflection of where they're at. So you have the Page of Pentacles reversed. You have the Nine of Wands reversed. And I just kind of pulled in the middle. I know some of these cards keep showing up. And then you have the Strength card. So what we're going to do, my friend Rachel, is we are going to fast forward to the time of Leo. So the time of Leo is like the middle of July to the middle of August. That I think that a lot of the things that are concerning you, that are stressing you out, that are overwhelming, if we were to fast forward to around that time, we're going to say, oh, look, a lot of things work themselves out. They kind of work themselves out. Whew, what a blessing, right? So just try to not put so much weight and energy and focus on what will they think or checking in. I just feel like there are one or two situations that people have already made their mind up and you're overdoing it. You're overextending yourself to make sure that like you have their approval, stamp of approval. Okay. I'll wait for your response. And then the last one I'm going to do, and it's almost 11 anyway, so I'm not hopping off early today. Who am I kidding? So then, Meg, do you have any messages? I'm going through some financial troubles and some recent losses of loved ones, right? So, so many people are transitioning, and I am so sorry for the loss of your loved ones. I felt like they're still kind of transitioning, although I do see one of them is more active and around you than others. And then it'll shift. And then you'll have more time. The other loved ones. I keep going to like three. There are three souls that are around you these days, but one of them is more prevalent than the others, and then they'll swap out. And then sometimes you'll feel all three at once, but there's one that I really feel is like beside you all the time. So it's like they're always right there. So let's see what we've got. And you're welcome, Rachel. All right, so we're going to pull 3 cards for Meg. Whoop. There we go. All right, we have the 10 of Swords reversed. So the good news is that things are slowly improving for you financially. It's not an overnight thing, but I don't think it's going to get much worse than where it's at, than where you're at. Page of Cups reversed. This is a very challenging, difficult time. Honor yourself with your grief process and carry tissues with you. So I just feel like sometimes overwhelming feelings of frustration, sadness, and grief, and sometimes feeling powerless are kind of what popping up within you. And so I'm just going to encourage you too, like when you're hitting those low lows, to like reach out to those who really love you, who care about you, who are safe places. Just kind of give yourself permission to lean on others. And then you have the 7 of Cups. So with the transitioning of others and the limitations with your finances, I really felt like your priorities are shifting, and to not apologize for the priorities shifting these days of what it's important. You don't have to answer to everybody. Just do what's best for you at this time and be very gentle and tender with yourself and your heart, and I'm also saying it's time to cut back on some things. Oh, well, that's a season, but I do feel like as we move into like the end of spring, I see some things improving for you financially. Just keep things kind of tight still, okay? Keep an eye on that. I hope that helps. Paula says best crystals for travel. And this is the last question I'm going to answer. So for you, I think it's best for everybody. It's different for everyone. So, but for Paula, I'm getting green aventurine, amethyst, and selenite. One more, rainbow moonstone. And Meg says, thank you. You do feel this around, but I'm not sure who I'm feeling, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just feel like they're still getting adjusted. There was a male I felt very strongly around you. So it's like they'll slowly come in. And sometimes when we're grieving, it's a heavy thing. And the messages, the connection is not crystal clear because of the grief, right? And you have worries, financial worries, those always kind of like make things a little bit foggy too, because we've got concerns and other things we're thinking about. We're not always thinking about connecting with our loved ones too. Okay. All right. All right, my friends. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. I think down here in Southwest Florida, it's supposed to be a little bit cold again. I don't even know what the heck, right? It's warm, it's cold. What the heck? You don't know how to dress. It's windy. It's not really that rainy yet. Although I know that there's been some extreme weather across the country, and my thoughts and prayers go out to all those who are dealing with so many weather challenges. And so I thank you all for tuning in each and every week. Have a wonderful weekend, a blessed week, and just try to enjoy yourselves, my friends. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye.